you need to be true with yourself. In some point, this is gonna end, and I have other things to do. That's the best thing. Right? I have other things to do, and but I'm gonna enjoy the last 2 3 years, four. I'm being here in boxing, and then we'll see.
Canelo, but they do make weight classes for a reason. Canelo is still very strong. He's a good body puncher, and he's a bigger guy naturally. So that does bring a bit of a risk to the table.
Y'all act like, oh, if he ain't got no power, if he don't knock out Bud, he's gonna lose. What makes you say that? Well, he's been winning by decision without knocking out people. He's had the higher fight IQ than everybody he's.
Canelo Alvarez surprised fans with a bold admission, saying that a loss to Terence Crawford could push him toward retirement. He acknowledged that every career eventually comes to an end and suggested he's already thinking about life beyond the ring. While he still wants to make the most of his remaining time as an active fighter, Canelo also spoke about shifting his focus toward family and personal goals once his boxing journey winds down.
Retirement on anyone or speak about retirement when they're not ready, but has retirement ever crossed your mind? Have you ever thought about that?
I always say like 37 is good time to go. It's not because I can't be in the boxing anymore, but sometimes you need to do something else. So I'm being in October I turned 20 years as a professional fighter, so it's meant
a lot
of years. So, but we'll see.
You're the face of boxing, and you've been professional for 20 years. Does the fear of kind of walking away ever weigh on you? Because boxing is so your identity. Does the thought of walking away and losing that part of yourself make you want to stay in the game for longer?
No, I think boxing give me so much, and you need to be true with yourself. In some point, this is gonna end, and I have other things to do. That's the best thing. Right? I have other things to do, but I'm gonna enjoy the last 2 3 years, four. I'm being here in boxing, and then we'll see.
Canelo Alvarez has hinted that his showdown with Terence Crawford might be the closing chapter of his storied boxing journey. In recent interviews, the Mexican superstar has suggested that the end of his career could be approaching, given his long reign at the top, winning world titles. In multiple divisions and overcoming elite opponents, talk of retirement isn't entirely unexpected. What makes this bout even more significant is that fans now see it not only as a mega fight, but also as a possible farewell performance from one of boxing's greatest champions.
Under your gloves, fight fans, Canelo Alvarez is gearing up for a blockbuster bout against Terence Crawford this September. The undisputed super middleweight champ is making history as the first ever two-time undisputed king at 168. But here's the real knockout. Canelo's hinting at hanging up his gloves soon. He's giving himself just 3 more years in the ring, aiming to retire at 37. Why? Because he wants to leave on his own terms, not when boxing tells him to. And get this, he's not doing it for money or legacy. It's all about the love of the sport. But before he calls it quits, we might see him face off against David Benavidez or even Jake Paul. Who do you think Canelo should fight next? Drop your predictions in the comments.
Canelo Alvarez has revealed that he is strongly considering retirement before the year comes to a close. The Mexican superstar explained that he has already reached every milestone he dreamed of in the sport, capturing world titles across several weight classes and cementing his legacy as one of boxing's all-time greats. With his achievements firmly in place, Alvarez says he now wants to dedicate more time to his family and personal life. His comments have sparked speculation that, win or lose against Terence Crawford, his career in the ring may be nearing its final chapter.
Well, it looks like it's the end of an era. Canelo Alvarez spoke about his retirement plans and has confirmed that the end is near and that his time inside the ring is coming to an end relatively soon. Canelo Alvarez said that he is now in the stage wherein he's also thinking a lot about how he wants to focus as well as enjoy the fruits of his labor, not just for himself but for his family as well. The Mexican fighter who made his professional boxing debut at the age of 15 years old and has been professionally fighting for almost 20 years now said the following, and I quote, "From the age of 28 to 29, this is the age where I have felt best. I've always said that at 37 years old is a good age to enjoy what I have done with my family, other things in my career, and that's what I say. But I said I would debut at 18 and I did it at 15. End of quote.
In a spirited discussion, Simon Jordan, Paulie Malignaggi, and Roy Jones Jr. all credited Canelo Alvarez for his dominance at super middleweight. They highlighted how his power, size, and veteran experience have established him as a true force in that division. According to the panel, the natural weight gap could become a major factor when he faces Terence Crawford, who is stepping up to meet him. While Crawford's versatility and technical brilliance were acknowledged, the analysts agreed that Canelo's strength and durability give him a unique edge, making him one of the toughest challenges any fighter can face at 168 pounds.
It's interesting because I think that the only dynamic that makes this fight competitive, in my opinion, is the difference in weight class. I think Canelo has been, for a while, a diminishing fighter. Call it age, call it whatever other things you want to call it. But I just think that, you know, the only reason he's even still around at this level is because he's avoided his top contenders in his weight class, so he's been able to still remain champion at that weight class. And now, being champion at that weight class, it has sort of brought up this big opportunity to fight a smaller, excellent world champion in Terence Crawford. So I think when it comes to the levels of boxing, just straight from boxing perspective, I think Crawford is head and shoulders above Canelo. But, you know, they do make weight classes for a reason. Canelo is still very strong. He's a good body puncher, and he's a bigger guy naturally. So, you know, that does bring a bit of a risk to the table. I think Crawford can win the fight. I just wonder whether he can get a decision. You know, that's always the question with Canelo, right? Can Canelo get a decision? I mean, can Crawford get a decision over Canelo? Can anybody get a decision over Canelo? We know Bivol did, but Bivol essentially won a 10-2, 11-1 fight, and they barely gave it to him.
Yeah,
maybe
good
7-5.
You're special.
So that's.
Paulie,
Yeah.
there's a lot made of, you know, jumping up 2 weight divisions. We saw Sugar Ray Leonard do it against Marvin Hagler, and the greats can actually do that, can't they? And when you see them head to head, actually, Terence Crawford, he's filled out very, very well. And you're right,
Yeah.
if it comes down to just weight division, because I think that Terence Crawford is head and shoulders above, as does Simon as well when it comes to boxing IQ and ring craft. But I go, when you look at it, and we're all talking about the weight division, that could be the factor. I don't see it being a factor.
Boxing commentators have raised doubts about why so many fans believe Terence Crawford is the man to topple Canelo Alvarez. They argue much of that confidence comes from looking back at Canelo's loss to Floyd Mayweather, a fight that happened when Alvarez was still very young and not yet at his peak. Experts insist that setback is often misinterpreted, since nearly everyone who shared the ring with Mayweather, one of the greatest defensive fighters ever, came out on the losing end. Far from damaging his career, that bout gave Canelo valuable lessons early on. Since then, he has transformed, polishing his defense, perfecting his counterpunching, and evolving into a far more complete fighter. Analysts conclude that using the Mayweather fight to downplay Canelo is a mistake. In fact, it's the very experience that helped shape him into the elite champion he is today.
Where the fuck did all of this Bud hype come from? Where every video I'm watching on this internet, everybody is saying that Bud is going to smoke Canelo. Look, I get it. When he was saying, I'm going to stomp a mud hole, when he's like, told Canelo, I'm going to stomp a mud hole in your ass. What? Bud ain't stomping shit. He ain't stomping a mud hole and shit. He may think he's going to do it. It's okay that he thinks that. It's okay that that is his intentions. But everybody online is believing this shit. Like you forgot, like Canelo's a fucking punk. And let me tell you something. Can we be honest here? Canelo was one of the most gangster motherfuckers in boxing, bro. Bro, this is the same Canelo who had a fight and was in negotiation with some motherfucking gangsters that kidnapped his brother at the time. And then went in there and beat the guy with your negotiation ransom to get your brother released from some motherfucking mobsters. Yeah, let's see. Y'all ain't learned. Like I said, like when Caleb Plant, he's used to smacking people and getting away with it and punking people. Like you see what happened when he tried to do this shit to Canelo, right? I bet you Bud won't do that to Canelo. You see when he tried to punk Canelo, you saw Canelo did, right? When he tried to step Canelo, try to walk Canelo backwards. You see who put hands on who. Get the fuck out of here. Y'all act like Canelo's some kind of pussy who's going to get stomped on. And y'all think that a guy, I mean, y'all forget. Let's play Roy Jones' You Must Have Forgot song. Like, y'all forgetting all the titles that Canelo has won. You forgetting all the divisions he has moved up on. And motherfucker not being dropped, knocked down by none of these way bigger guys.
Timothy Bradley Jr. has stirred debate by insisting that Terence Crawford won't just beat Canelo Alvarez, he'll dominate him. Many analysts pushed back on that statement, calling it overly optimistic given the clear physical differences between the two fighters. They point out that Canelo has already proven himself against elite power punchers like Gennady Golovkin, going through 3 grueling battles and showing his toughness at the highest level. Crawford, on the other hand, has never competed at this weight, and jumping up against a naturally stronger opponent could present serious challenges. Critics of Bradley's view argue that these factors, size, power, and experience in bigger divisions, must be taken into account when predicting the outcome.
By the way, I'm redoing an apartment. I had to move out, and that's why it's so hollow. My voice is so hollow. But here's the reality. Terence Crawford is so... First of all, you're comparing Terence Crawford, dog in the fight, as big as a dog, whatever Mark Twain said, right? To a movie. You're comparing it to landing on the moon. We've never landed on the moon, man. If we've landed... The one thing I know about men, if it feels good, we do it twice. If it feels great, we do it for a lifetime. Right? You got 5 kids, right? I'm gonna just leave it there, right? Mr. Bradley. But the reality is, Crawford is too small. Crawford is too arrogant. Crawford doesn't have an intelligent ego. And that's gonna be his downfall. Yeah, Crawford's probably gonna look better. Canelo's gonna throw wide the first 4 rounds. Yeah, he gonna get hit with a stiff jab every now and again, and people gonna get excited. But the reality is, when you go back, because you referenced Golovkin, when you go back and reference Golovkin, right? That was one of the cleanest, hardest shots of that year. And Canelo just brushed it off. And here's the biggest difference between Floyd and he's the most skilled. Floyd feinted for you to throw and miss. Crawford feints to land a punch. So what does that mean, Timothy Bradley? So you're not telling the whole details. When a person feints the punch, that means their feet are planted. So what does that lead to? You got 2 flat-footed fighters standing in front of each other. And once Canelo figures that out, see, what y'all not understanding is, Crawford gotta land 100 punches. Canelo only gotta land 20.
The debate gained even more perspective when Ray Robinson, who once defeated Terence Crawford in the amateurs, shared his insight. Robinson reminded fans that while Crawford's skill and adaptability are undeniable, he has looked less comfortable when moving up against naturally larger fighters. At the elite level, Robinson stressed, size and strength can't be ignored. Adding, to the discussion, rising star Jaron Ennis praised Canelo Alvarez's commitment in training camp. Ennis noted that Canelo isn't just relying on his natural gifts, he's pushing himself with strict discipline, fine-tuning every detail of his game. That kind of dedication, Ennis suggested, shows Canelo's determination to quiet any doubts heading into the fight. Together, these viewpoints paint a strong picture. Robinson's warning about Crawford's past struggles with bigger opponents, combined with Ennis's praise for Canelo's preparation, highlight just how steep a challenge Crawford may be facing. To overcome Alvarez, Crawford will need more than skill. He'll need sharp strategy, resilience, and the ability to handle the physical edge Canelo brings into the ring.
Much about Lima? What do you
I don't, but
Boots is, I know he's young, but that guy, he trains so hard. I don't care if he's in there with someone that's 100 and 0 or 0 and 100. Like, Boots trained extremely hard for each fight that he has. So that's so hard to teach a fighter, that's like Boots and so young and things like that. So, I mean, I don't know much about, the guys, but Boots, listen, man, Boots going to train extremely hard and do what he do best and put it on for the city.
Yeah. And then there's obviously talk about him fighting Virgil in Virgil season in January or February. You like that fight?
Yeah, listen, I'm gonna be honest, and it's not because I'm from Philly, but I pick Boots over all these guys, man. Boots is just, like I said, man, Boots is just cut from a different cloth. I just think Boots got it all. He's a total package fighter. His, how smart he is in there, his skill level, the way he see things and stuff like that. And Boots is the type of fighter, if he gets you hurt, he's gonna get you out of there. So he got the killer instinct. So yeah, definitely, I'm a ride with Boots all day long.
And just on his dad and trainer, Bozy Ennis, obviously he trained you.
Yeah.
Do you think he's a bit underrated as a coach? I mean,
I do, man. I mean, yeah, 100%, man. I think, you gotta think about it, man. He raised champions. You got Boots, you got Boots brothers. They all won belts. Bozy is a insane trainer, man. They all so smart and they all fight so many different ways. So yeah, man, I think, Bozy, man, all them guys deserve more credit than what they get, you know what I mean? But you got someone behind the computer talking.
Popular boxing analyst Showbiz the Adult recently highlighted that Terence Crawford looks to be in the finest shape of his career. He noted that Crawford's conditioning, strength, and overall physique seem to have reached their peak as he heads into the clash with Canelo Alvarez. While Canelo naturally carries the size advantage, this observation suggests Crawford is leaving no stone unturned in his preparation. According to Showbiz, Crawford's peak form adds an extra layer of intrigue, because if he's truly operating at his physical best, he could deliver a performance capable of testing even a fighter as proven as Canelo.
I'm this close. I never seen him in that kind of shape. And what's contributing to that is the fact that he can get in shape without worrying about drastic weight cutting. So this is peak Crawford. And I've been saying this forever. It's the reason why Canelo Alvarez is so effective at 168. You fight better when you are your most healthy. Crawford has never felt so comfortable. He has never felt so good. I'm this damn close. The only thing that's stopping me is every time I switched up at the end, I got it wrong. I did it with Errol Spence. I had Terence Bud Crawford for a damn year. Switched up at the very end during the media workout, got it wrong. I'm still paying for that to this day. I switched up, I cannot believe it. I switched up at the end, Bivol Canelo. I had Bivol for many years. I said if they fought, I got Bivol over Canelo. And at the very end, I switched. I said, you know what? Canelo's too great. His resume is better than Bivol. I got Canelo.
As training, camps progress. The contrast in preparation between the two fighters has become clear. Reports indicate that Canelo Alvarez is sticking to his proven formula, concentrating on sharpening his established strengths rather than making major adjustments. Competing at his natural weight of super middleweight, Canelo is able to stay in peak condition while fine-tuning the tools that have made him successful. Terence Crawford, however, faces a tougher task. Moving up in weight means he and his team must adapt their approach to handle the physical demands of a bigger division. This extra challenge underscores the uphill battle for Crawford, who must find a way to offset Canelo's natural size while leaning on his speed, skill, and technical mastery to gain the upper hand.
The advantage as far as coaching, I think Canelo has got by with his natural talent. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you look at the William Skull fight, he was talking, I think, the Netflix or the Ring, talking about it's very difficult when somebody runs. It's your job to watch film and see, how to stop William Skull. And one thing about Canelo Alvarez, he don't like being engaged until he traps you on the ropes. That's one thing I did when the film study broke down. He's very lazy. He don't like to jab to get you in position. One thing Canelo like to do is to move forward, move his head off the line to put you in position, to put you on the ropes. And he feel like he gets you on the ropes in the corner, then he may throw a jab or throw a hook. And then when he feel like, you tired of moving, then he'll run combinations. You know what I'm saying? He ain't like, like when you got Canelo in the center of the ring, he ain't really trying to make shit shake. Especially in the beginning of the fight, he ain't trying to jab with you. He just really trying to stalk you and, get off and put you in. His whole thing is to put you in position with your back against the ropes. And then, Canelo Alvarez, he wants to attack. That's his game. Then he wants to attack.
That's all for today's breakdown. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more boxing updates. Stay tuned, we've got plenty more coming your way. Until next time.